Hey there, Barriers. Welcome to game number 4 of the G2 versus Fnatic LEC Grand Finals of 2023. If you've already missed the other 3 games and you don't want to be spoiled, games to my other reviews are in the description down below. Now that should have given people enough time to click away if they don't want to find out what the result is so far of this series. If you already have been watching the other videos that we've covered, then you already know that G2 are ahead 2 games to 1, with Fnatic winning the most recent one in a surprise comeback. Honestly, overall, after how Fnatic lost really hard after game 2, I'm kind of surprised that G2 managed to come back here in game number 3. Well, Fnatic managed to come back in game number 3. So really nice comeback here for Fnatic. Can they keep up the momentum though? Can they make it go 2 for 2 in a series and get game number 5? Let's find out. Oh my goodness. We've got something that I always ban in solo queue. It is Draven. And a Leona, which we haven't seen for a while either. So Draven and Leona, 2 bot lane champions that we haven't seen in quite some time. But Draven, in my opinion, is absolutely broken, particularly in solo queue. Let's see how broken Draven is in pro play. Fnatic are running Xayah Nautilus, something that we've seen quite often. Both supports running Hextech Flash. Other than that, there's nothing really to talk about. I've always felt like Leona is better than Nautilus in the actual fight here too, in terms of a 2v2. So yeah, massive advantage here, I would say, in order for G2 in the 2v2 bot lane. They're going to be super aggressive. Level 2 onwards, G2 will have the advantage, I think, for the majority of the game in the direct 2v2, so it's going to be interesting to see how Fnatic can deal with that. And it's going to be really interesting to see how one of the best AD carries in the world can play Draven. And okay, we got a Nautilus flashing level 1 again. Starting to be a common theme. We are using exhaust though on Leona. I think Leona can maybe get away from this. Where's the hook? Oh no. Last auto attack just about getting into range there. So really nice change of pace here from Fnatic in the actual level 1. And Draven also had to flash away. Hextech Flash used there from Nautilus, but not getting in range there, so actually taking a bad trade. Draven will hit level 2 here first. Looks like they're giving Draven some respect here, but Leona is definitely missing out on some XP in order to hit level 2. But I don't think we've seen Fnatic actually ahead in a level 1 yet. They did use a lot though. They used exhaust and flashes to chase up. The only summoner that they have left for Fnatic is Cleanse, whereas Leona has Ignite still. So Fnatic have hit level 2 first, but they're not looking like they're going to use their level 2 advantage. Looks like they may be worried about Rel ganking the lane. Top is looking kind of difficult here too. Seeing Cassante again in the top lane. I think it's the 3rd time we've seen Cassante already for G2. Oh, the timing here! Ivan catching the Rel also. Oh, this timing's absolutely insane. Xayah's not able to do so. She's going to die to Ignite here. Leona's going to pick up the kill, and then Draven gets a kill as well. How did that backfire so much? I thought Ivan's timing there was absolutely insane to catch the flash coming over there from Rel, but apparently that wasn't enough, and this is such a massive wave for Fnatic to be missing out on. Even Ivan understanding that and taking a risk there to make sure he doesn't miss out on this XP and gold. But I honestly thought that G2 were going to lose that fight. The Ivan's timing there was absolutely ridiculously insane. She doesn't know Ivan's there, flashes straight over into the Ivan. Ivan's just too slow to root. So Rel kind of uses her Q to take off the Ivan shield. I think that's what happens there. And then Ignite and E used by Leona onto the Xayah. And they just don't have any damage left. Draven's damage is just a little bit too much already to be able to handle. But I wonder if Ivan was quick enough, he could have just rooted the Rel under the turret and then Rel would have died. But yeah, that sudden instant reaction needed from Ivan, and it just unfortunately wasn't there. Syndra losing out in the actual 1v1 though there. Is Ivan stronger than Rel in the level 1 smite here? Available for Ivan just to take this crab away. Looks like it won't be used. Ivan looking like he's wanting more. being aggressive. But yeah, Draven already being ahead in the bot lane is definitely going to start potentially being snowbally. And she's only 100 gold ahead, but I mean, it is Draven. 100. Oh, this Ivan's actually much stronger. Wait, what happened? Wait, what? The blue buff reset. I think Rel tried to smite it and it goofed. No one's even looking at and answering this Ivan. So Ivan's just going to be able to just steal this blue buff with smite instantly. Talia roaming up onto top side. Great movement here from Fnatic. That's a smite use from Cassante as well. Really, really aggressive early gameplay here from Fnatic. I don't think we've seen that just like this series at all. Overall, looking quite good now for Fnatic, apart from still worried about that bot lane. But it does mean though that Talia misses out on some CS in the mid lane. She's got quite a big CS deficit now. But it does mean that, you know, Cassandra having no flash, Rel dying to Ivan in the straight at 1v1. What happens here with smite? I think Rel tries to smite it, but it resets at the same time. I'm not fully sure here what actually happens. Yeah, it resets the same time she smites and it goes it heals like 30 HP. Oh no. But then even if she were to get the buff still, she would have died anyway. So I don't know. She's just, at that point, it didn't look like she was ever going to be able to do anything in that actual 1v1. So Ivan coming up on top in here in jungle. Mid lane for Fnatic is slightly behind. Bot lane for Fnatic is slightly behind. Looks like G2 are trying to set up something down here. But like if you look at the actual damage on G2, they've only really, in my opinion, only got like 2 proper damage dealers. You've got the Draven and the Syndra. It's got to be priority now for Fnatic to make sure that this Draven doesn't become one of the carries. So if I was Fnatic, I'd be like, okay, how can we make sure that this Draven doesn't end up carrying the game? And usually you have to spend a lot of resources, but you got tools at disposal. You got mid lane Talia. When she hits 6, she can rotate with her ulti down the bot lane. Looks like she's still doing a grand job in this 1v1. North's having to use his hook away onto terrain to try and get away. He has flash, but he's still full HP. He doesn't have to use it just yet. He might have to use it now. It's too late. The Syndra did a lot of damage there and used his ulti. He could have probably flashed over the wall sooner, but chose not to. Draven will beat Xayah any day in a 1v1. There are some minions here though. Oh, she messed that up. She messed that up. Ivan's going to be here for shield though. This shield timing might actually... That's clutch save. Xayah completely messed up. But she gets away with it. She tried to set up her feathers and then flash forward to make the feathers do the work. But she messed up. And then Draven flash chasing, thinking that, you know, in the actual 1v1. But Ivan's there to save. I think Ivan had to flash though to make sure that she was protected. But Draven loses passive stacks from this. Yeah, I think Draven, you know, he wins that 1v1 as long as feathers don't connect. Even though he's tanking 5 minions there. But yeah. Ivan saves the day. But Fnatic has still got a gold deficit of 800, even though it's 3 for 3 on the kills. So it's just CS, plates as well. Talia ulti coming through here. Fantastic Zenith Blade, Leona E over there to get the Leona away. And the KFC blocking the Nautilus hook. That was fantastic support mechanical skill there, actually. Fantastic E from Leona. I don't know. That was crazy good. You can't, like, I can't make it clear how hard that is to do. What just happened there? That was perfect. You could have said that maybe the mistake there for Talia was to go on the left side of the wall, but Leona would have just been able to flash over the wall anyway, so... At least it ends up being a dragon though for Fnatic. G2 get a herald for their own, so both teams getting a neutral objective. Maybe Fnatic can get Drake number 2 as well and give themselves a Drake advantage going into the mid game. Level 6, level 5 versus level 7 versus level 4. Slight advantage here, potentially here for Fnatic. Draven hasn't completed his lethality item. And he's not sure. Draven's not sure. Draven's not sure about this brush. He's waiting for Leona to come down. He's kind of trying to bait a Nautilus hook here, I think. Yeah, he's... Spider senses were tingling there. Leona was trying to wrap around there maybe to look for a play, and it might pay off. Nautilus is probably going to have to hook to a wall if they do engage. It's going to be difficult though. Even when Leona hits 6, Xayah with the ulti to be able to get out or crowd control is going to make things difficult. Both jungles quite close. Looks like Syndra is going to be slowly getting ahead. She's got the main gold advantage of 1000, but Ivan is ganking bot side. Dione with the flash this time, able to get out, but Herald has been used mid. That's going to get it down to 2 plates. Maybe down to 1. Down to 1 now. Stun goes over to Talia. She takes a little bit of damage there. Syndra in return takes a turret hit. Looks like Fnatic are trying to salvage the situation, but Leona's level 6, Nautilus is still level 5. There's an ult difference here for sure, and Xayah's way too slow to come up to this fight. She took way too long. Ivan is on solo HP, and he does end up falling. Xayah's feathers are so just off. Again, really, really bad feathers used. Xayah no E. She's going to have the ulti here to get away from the Rel, but she doesn't have an E. She does. It's just off cooldown, but it's not enough. Yeah, Nautilus wasn't level 6. Also, Xayah very, very slow to come up for that river fight. Draven was already there, and Xayah was still kind of like doing something with the minion wave. Gold deficit is... In terms of kills, doesn't feel like it, but the gold deficit is actually quite large at 2.7k at 11 minutes. So yeah, they were just able to collapse down. You can see what the Draven is. And then if you look what Xayah is on the minimap, she's still in lane. She's too long to kind of react to this fight and even get there. Draven's already having an impact. Ulti from Draven does whiff though. You could argue that the Draven ult was really bad here, but the feathers here too from Xayah, absolute garbage. I don't know what she was thinking of the E. Not connecting any route there, which could have prevented her death leading up to her. Yeah, the Xayah's feathers have been very, very bad this game. First time she got away with it because of the Ivan backup, but not that time. Looking like Asante might get this kill on this Ornn. Ornn having to flash away. And looks like Syndra's going to collect. Looks like Fnatic are slowly falling apart now. Gold lead ending up for 3k now for G2. Very promising start from Fnatic with the aggressiveness, but with how aggressive they've been, they gave up too much in terms of resources on the map, in terms of minions and plates. Overcommitting in a couple of situations, wasn't able to punish things like the Cassante flash being on cooldown. G2 looking to be doved here now. Nautilus finally has ulti. Ulti gets used onto Draven. Draven flashes. Rel counter engaging over the wall with the crowd control, with the turret's help, changes this fight, and Syndra's here. From top to bot, Syndra is everywhere. Even Ornn has now teleported down here. Cassante is still free farming up top side. Looks like Nautilus is going to fall down here too. Xayah trying to get anything down onto this Rel. Looks like Rel might fall down. Xayah ulti goes through here too. Syndra flashes away from any potential from a Xayah E. No Xayah E actually came through. But Fnatic got aced. And I think that's the nail in the coffin, because that was a 5v4 for Fnatic. And Cassante's free farming top. Gold lead for 2.4k for the mid laner. 6-0 Syndra at 13 minutes. I think this isn't as big of a stomp as game 2, but this is already coming unsalvageable. It looks promising here. Talia ulti as well, kind of joining in and cutting him off, but this Rel counter engage just it's just too much crowd control to actually get anything on there. They used everything down here in order to try and kill G2 under their bot tower, but wasn't enough. Syndra just way too quick as well to get down to the bot lane. They seem to read the situation really nicely. Nice outplay there with Syndra. Caps having a really good game here. So there's something else going down here on the bot side, in the mid even. Looks like the thing's still gonna keep pursuing here. Cassante is actually here, and yeah, Xayah and Nautilus die. 7,000 gold deficit. So I think we can probably safely say that G2 have won this series. That is a fantastic rally engage in the backline. That is a double kill. Looks like mid lane is going down. Ivan as well is going to fall down here really shortly. That is it. That is GG. That is everything wrapped up here. Rel will die to turret, but I don't think they'll care too much. The lead is way too big. Even this Syndra bot of Magizen is currently on 18 stacks. Bot tier 1 turret will be going over, and I do not see a way back for Fnatic now. It is way out of reach. It is now a 9,000 gold lead to G2 at 15 minutes. How that escalated so quickly is insane. Something like 7k gold swing in G2's favor in something like 5 minutes. This early on into the game. So where did it really go wrong here for Fnatic? I mean, they traded nicely on the objectives. Even when they were 1k gold and being aggressive and stuff on the map, I'd like the positivity and the aggressiveness. It's just, you know, the failed dive on the bot side. They might get something here with Cassante. Nautilus is trying to cut off the Cassante. Nautilus has ulti. He's going to have to maybe consider using it. But this Cassante is just, he's not going down, is he? This is 3v1. This is 3v1, guys. The only damage really there that you got is Talia, because Ivan is just another support and you got Nautilus there. Xayah's trying to head up the top side, but she's caught out. So our ulti does actually go through and she's still alive for now, but she does end up dying. Cassante's still just bossing people around. Just kind of seems like if Cassante gets any whiff of a lead, he's just impossible to kill. Definitely seems like one of the more broken top lane champions at the moment. Like if your team's able to get ahead even a little bit early, it seems like a free win, honestly. I think all of G2 victories have been with a Cassante. I think, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, no, I think Cassante was losing one of the lanes against Renekton, wasn't he? It wasn't. But generally, it seems that Cassante is a very good top laner right now. But yeah, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I think everyone already knows this one's over. Fnatic trying to find a pick. Maybe they get Draven here. I don't know. Someone has to badly face check here. I think they're waiting for a face check. But it's just an Ivan and a Nautilus, right? They haven't got that much damage there. Like, if you actually look at the team composition of Fnatic, you've only got Talia and Xayah there as your damage dealers, and you need to focus on getting them ahead. And Talia fell behind. She was doing okay in the actual 1v1, but because she roamed so much early and only got flash and no kills, of like the top laner, for example, it just meant that she had, you know, she fallen behind too much, right? And that's one of your damage dealers. One of 50% of your damage really is out of the game because of rotations. Then the one person you got left is Xayah, and Xayah's not having the greatest game, honestly, either. That took a lot to kill Cassante. I'm not sure why G2 haven't necessarily. G2 are trying to do the dragon here, but they're kind of all over the map here. A little bit of a macro mistake here from G2. I'm not really sure why that fell apart quite quickly. Draven having to use flash and cleanser. G2 are being a little bit sloppy here in securing the win. G2 get dragon, but they lose a tier 2. Looks like they might actually get a kill here eventually on Ivan. Rel's kind of given up on Ivan because I think she's assumed that she's going to die anyway. Trying to chase down the on TPs to safety. So overall, worth it for Fnatic. Getting a 1-for-1 and a tier 2, trading for that second dragon. G2 still only on 1 dragon, so it's not a big deal. But still 9,000 gold behind though. No tier 2 turret mid, apparently. I missed that. Herald being popped here on the tier 2 top. This is just snowballing out of control now. How did they can't stop this from being taken? This tier 2 top is going to go down. Looks like it will probably hit the tier 3. 1v1 situation here with Cassante versus Talia. Talia having to flash away. But this Herald in the top lane, can we go back up to top, please? Thank you. Tark already goes down to 25% HP. It looks like they aren't going to commit for any further onto that. There aren't really any easy objectives now for G2 to take. The easiest thing is tier 2 bot. There's Baron in 30 seconds, which honestly they should probably just play for. Push in this mid wave, take whatever jungle that they can, recall, go around Baron, set that up, and then just maybe just look to do it. That could be the play here. They're getting to take so much jungle here. There's wolves, there's blue buff now. I think we'll see some recalls come from here though. Nope, they want this tier 2 before they reset. They will reset now though. That's a nice tier 2 turret take. Now they'll reset, and then they'll start setting up Baron here now, I'd imagine. And they'll look to put the nail in the coffin. But yeah, really disappointing kind of ending, I think, to this series. I think Fnatic had a very strong showing the first few minutes, being very active on the map. First time, I think, in this series we've actually seen Fnatic do well in level 1. But my god, it swung so badly in G2's favor. I think they were just being maybe a little bit too eager around the map. I think Ivan did a great job on the invade on blue buff. I think maybe they just misused the tally a little bit too much, and it just allowed Syndra just to get too much gold ahead from free farming. Leona getting engaged here. Leona also used over onto the Xayah. Xayah forced to cleanse straight away, but Ivan being dead should make this a very easy Baron to take now. I don't see how Fnatic can stop the Baron from being done. The tally is basically doing no damage there to Rel. Rel picking up the Abyssal Mask as well to increase the Syndra's damage even more. This Baron's falling down relatively quickly here too, and even this Traven's on 6-1. Getting a tier 1 bot here for Fnatic. 12,000 gold lead at 21 minutes. I mean, yeah. You don't come back from those, really do. Unless you're maybe like Faker. 5 Fakers on the team. I mean, Faker wouldn't even be in this position anyway, right? Don't know. The only way I can maybe see it is if Talia, I don't know, someone has to be, like the Talia or, sorry, the Syndra or the Draven need to be in a really, really stupid position and just die for free and then get bounty collected for Talia or Xayah. That's the only way I see it. Like Ornn, it's just still so early in the game that Ornn hasn't even upgraded items for people yet. Xayah having to ulti already and she's dead. That is GG. There's no way they can stop this now. That is absolutely over. Xayah dying for free there. I think that kind of summarizes the series. I think, honestly, the weakest people for Fnatic were this bot lane. I think this Xayah didn't play very well at all. Mechanically speaking, I think this Fnatic support has had a very tough series. Especially getting dying in the level 1s. Very disappointing performance from the Fnatic bot lane. G2 just seem more with it. Not that many mistakes honestly coming from G2's bot lane. I think Hans Samat for G2 has had a very clean series. Nothing really that bad to say about him, honestly. A little bit of a fight going down here in the bot lane. Leona staying alive, Ornn using his ulti to use it on Syndra. Maybe they can kill Syndra here. No. But it's looking like an ace. It's an ace, and that's a GG. With a 13 clear gold lead here for G2. It was nice to see Fnatic were able to bounce back from a really tilting loss. That took a lot of willpower and determination, I think, to come back from that one. But overall, I think in terms of EU going into Worlds, G2 looked good. But did they look good enough? I'm not sure. I think they're definitely going to have some trouble internationally. I think Fnatic, I don't know. Like, I think Fnatic are definitely going to have some struggling at Worlds if they play like that at Worlds. I think they're probably going to be teams better than G2 at Worlds, and they got massively stomped in 2 of those games out of 4. It honestly wasn't even close, 2 of those games. And the one game that they did win, that Fnatic did win, it was a solid win, but very inconsistent across the board. And it's a pretty trophy, isn't it? That's nice that they get to pick it up straight away like that. No waiting around. Well played, G2. Who do I think the man of the series was? Who played the best in G2? I think Caps that last game really asserted dominance on the Syndra. Honestly, being all over the map, being a really key player in terms of solidifying that lead here at the in that last game. But as I mentioned earlier, I think Han Summer had a very consistent series. I didn't really actually have much bad to say about him at all. He was generally pretty good, honestly. Very reliable AD carry by the looks of it. Look at all these fingerprints though all over the trophy. Oh dear. Ugh. Germs, man. Ugh. All everywhere, sweaty palms touching the trophy around there. It's probably why they make a lot of trophies out of. They're not like kind of silverish, are they? They're usually gold. I think it's harder to see the fingerprints and stuff like that on gold. Not very good. Good close-up camera shot up of all the fingerprints and stuff. It's already taking a lot of the shine off at the bottom of the trophy. Yeah, don't kiss the fingerprints, dude! Were you not here like a few years ago when there was a massive disease around? Ugh. Well, if that coach or whatever he is, manager, is ill, you know why. He just kissed all of his whole team's hands. I hope they washed them after they went to the bathroom earlier. But really well played to G2. Honestly, they didn't really seem that much challenge though to G2. They seem to be on their own sort of like level here. Yeah, from the games that I've seen, at least with them so far, honestly, like they did drop one game this series, but they seem to have pretty nice, consistent players on their team. Across the board, really. The weakest player on G2 probably might have been their jungler, actually. Although the route did some really, really nice engages, like the Fail Flash and Baron was definitely a key highlight. Being cocky with the Ivan, I think in that game too, in that game 4 just now, and dying in their own jungle the way they did. But like honestly, it's still pretty decent. Obviously, you have to be a decent jungler to play in a team like G2 anyway. And they still won the series pretty solidly. But I think if I was to identify a weakness from G2, it probably would have been their jungle, potentially. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me watching this series and evaluating it, doing a bit of commentary as well, a bit of play-by-play as well. Might cover some of Worlds if you guys want me to, and congratulations to G2. Rhino out Fnatic, I'm sure will do the best as well when Worlds comes across, and yeah, all the best to all the EU teams that are going into Worlds. So have a look out for if I cover any World stuff. But until then, more solo queue and support content and tier lists coming up in the near future. Bye.